behaves is tracked and scored to show how responsible and trustworthy she is. It's called the social credit system, and in one version now being tested, a person's reputation is scored on a scale of 350 to 950. And Hao-Yu, with a good score of 752, is okay with it. In fact, most people are.
It's a mechanism pushes you to become a better citizen.
It's big data meets Big Brother, expanding how the government monitors, understands, and ultimately controls its 1.4 billion citizens. Thanks to advances in artificial intelligence and facial recognition, and a web of more than 200 million surveillance cameras.
Are people bothered by privacy concerns?
We think the lot of camera keep the safety is really good. We can accept it.
Companies are experimenting with the algorithms to help the government create the new national social credit system. The government also has pilot projects. In one, citizens are required to do hours of unpaid work to get benefits. And scores are docked for things like littering, a messy yard, gossip, even jaywalking. Video of offenders is shown on the local news. And information collectors like Zhou Ai-Ni are paid to report on their neighbors. Her quota, 10 entries a month. Like the man who carried a drunk person home. A good deed, she says. Good social credit gets rewarded with perks like cheap loans and travel deals. But a bad score means public shame and worse.
2018 entry and exit report, and they say that they want to have biometric technology for over 97% of commercial air travelers leaving the U.S. That means anytime you get on a plane from the U.S., they're going to scan your face to make sure that it's you. But the bottom line is that this facial recognition, it's everywhere. It's not just about immigration. It's like law enforcement and other government agencies like the State Department all use these photos, upload them to a database, and when law enforcement wants to identify someone either from social media or from surveillance footage, traffic cameras, whatever, they use these government databases. In fact, can I just say, 1 in 2 Americans may have their image in a facial recognition network. Right now, at least 26 states are already using it.
And we don't even know it?
Well,
we don't even know it?
I mean, the information is out there. It's not a secret.
No, I mean, if they have mine, I don't know that they have it.
True, you
right?
do not get notified. That's correct. In fact, Facebook has actually been battling a lawsuit for the past few years on that exact situation where they identify people based on their faces, based on uploaded photos, without people's consent, without people's knowledge, like you said. Google, Snapchat, all in battling similar lawsuits right now as well.
By the way, I want to be fair. I'll tell you, if there's a technology that allows me to do something that I would otherwise not be able to do, for example, if there's a custody battle between 2 people and they're trying to find out whose kid it is, and they do a DNA swab to find out if it's a genetic match, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you're crossing the border and you're saying these are members of my family, and the U.S. government wants to know if those really are members of your family, and they do a DNA swab, I think it's probably a fair tool to use.
Of course. Look, identity theft, fraud, what the DHS is calling child recycling, where people use children to get across the border, and what the government likes to call terrorism. All of these things exist, right? So biometrics could obviously help against that, but there's a huge potential for abuse here. Let's say you totally trust the U.S. government and the private sector with which it works. There's still the possibility of hackers getting to this information.
So moving forward, this is something that will be actualized? Because I understood it was a pilot project.
It's a pilot project, but that's usually how it starts, right? And it's not just DNA. It's like all other forms of biometrics. All of this stuff is being rolled out right now. I mean, for the past few years, I believe it was 2014 when this first started, a majority of payments were made without cash. So we're all on this road to not using anything. Right now, we use things like cards, maybe our phones with Apple Pay, but soon you'll just be able to pay with a fingerprint, with your face, totally cashless
It's
society.
good, yet it's scary, and
it's convenient.
Right.
That's definitely what it is.